Meteorologist Chris Ramirez with the KHU11 weather team. We are looking at mostly calm conditions right now for Houston proper, but we're still looking at some high water spots in some locations across town, especially as we've seen some heavy rain throughout the day. Our grounds are fully saturated, and we're seeing the effects of that with some of those flooding concerns that are moving through the area as of now. This is looking at I-10 east at Houston Avenue. This is showing still some high water in that location. It was completely closed and impassable. There was a lot of there was some vehicles, I believe, that were not able to get through, but we're seeing some improvements with the highway currently. But we're still looking at some high water in some locations as some of these cars get way over to the left hand on the shoulder, but you still have a large part of the freeway still encompassed with water, all thanks to the recent rain. Also keep in mind, as we look at the situation right now, we are looking at additional downpours now moving into the city of Houston once again. So we have another round of some heavy showers and storms that are now moving into Houston, especially if you are along I-10 East, especially east of the downtown area. There's also a flood advisory in effect for the city of Houston that is until 4 p.m. today. We are looking at some heavy rain that's now moving along I-45 near the Hobby Airport area. We do have some lightning with these storms that are moving along 45, but just keep in mind that this area has received quite a bit of rainfall here in the past few hours, and so it's not going to take much rain or additional rain to still cause some concerns and some flooding issues, especially along portions of East Houston, especially at the Houston Avenue Bridge. So we have still more downpours moving through town. We are also looking at some more of these heavier showers and storms now approaching Mont Bellevue, especially just the south of Highway 90. We have a lot of lightning with that storm that's just to the south of Highway 90 along Highway 146. And this is just really kind of telling me that this storm is strengthening and it's actually starting to become a bit strong, especially as it's about to pass over Highway 146 north of Mont Bellevue. But we are still expecting this to continue at least for the next 2 to 3 hours. We are under a weather impact alert for the rest of today. We still have these showers and storms in the vicinity across Houston. As we take a look at the 6-hour rain accumulations, we've seen close to, I believe, 3 to 4 inches of rain in some locations, especially as we take a look at the rain that's fallen all day today. And this really does create those flooding concerns that we've been talking about for the past 2 days, but we are also expecting this. I'm going to go ahead and plot some of these points on the map right now to show you how much rain we received. So areas across, I believe it was around the West University where they actually got quite a bit of rainfall, and we were seeing some flooding happening along the roadways just south of I-10 and around the Bel Air area, along just north of or it's actually to the east of 288. So definitely seeing these downpours moving through. We have another round moving through Southeast Houston, especially southeast of downtown, and this is about to pass over I-10, where we're seeing some of those flooding conditions, especially along the I-10 corridor. And so we're going to go ahead and take a look once again at that highway as what we were looking at across town. We definitely seen water has completely encompassed most of the highway. It's looking, as we deal with the break in the rain, it's giving a lot of time for that water to drain off, but we still have a large portion of the freeway still encompassed with water right now. Cars are having to get over to the right, to the left-hand lane, and you see it's probably dwindled down to one lane able to get through the highway. But if we do get additional rain, as you're able to see those gray skies off in the distance, we could be seeing additional flooding concerns for this area as we go into the next 2 to 3 hours. So across Houston, we are looking at some high water spots in some locations if you're just now joining me, and we do have more rain on the way as we progress through the next 2 to 3 hours, and we're seeing some more of these downpours that's now crossing I-45 with some lightning with it, as well as city of South Houston along the Hobby Airport area. So southeast Houston's 45 north of League City, 225 off towards Deer Park, even the Baytown area. You are looking at some heavy rain and some lightning moving through that location. We do have some moderate showers now moving through the downtown area, and the National Weather Service did issue that flood advisory that is in place for the city of Houston. That does include Sugar Land. It's until 4 o'clock p.m. So if you are traveling across town today, you're going to be dealing with some of these issues, especially as we go into the next 2 to 3 hours. So as we take a look at our future track, the good news in all of this is that we're looking at these rainy conditions to dwindle down once again during the evening hours. So right now we're looking at some pretty heavy showers moving through, but once we get closer towards around the 5:30, 6 o'clock hour, we're going to start seeing mostly calm and clear conditions with that rain eventually coming to an end. And then eventually we're going to be off to more isolated showers heading into the early hours of tomorrow. So the rain chance not entirely gone, but we're looking at more of an isolated rain chance in the picture for tomorrow morning, and that's going to be the case for tomorrow afternoon as well. We're not expecting this low pressure system is going to be moving off towards the east. This was all a part of a low that is moving into portions of West Texas. That's really just fueling all of this shower and storm activity that is moving through today here across the city of Houston. So it's actually giving us a pretty wet and rainy start to our weekend. And as always, remember, just turn around, don't drown. Practice those car safety measures if you do, or if you are traveling in the rain. Give yourself enough time to get to your destination, as well as give enough space between yourselves and the cars in front of you. So if you're looking right now, we do have more downpours. We have another round of downpours moving through portions of Houston within the next 15 to 20 minutes. I think this little isolated downpour to the south of the Sam Houston Tollway along 288, that's going to continue its way up to the north. But we do have still some heavy rain now moving into portions of southeast Houston and around the Hobby Airport area. We're also tracking a pretty strong storm that's actually making its way across Mont Bellevue near the Grand Parkway along Highway 90 just south of Liberty. So we have a lot of lightning happening right here in the Mont Bellevue area, and this is really just showing that this storm is actually gaining a little bit of strength. We're not looking at any significant wind speeds right now, but it's something that we're watching here pretty closely as that particular storm moves off towards the east along Highway 90 towards Liberty. So if you are across our southeast Texas, we're just going to continue to deal with another rainy and slick day in terms of those road conditions. But of course, those flood advisories are in place. If you are along the coastal areas and around the Galveston area, there is a high rip current risk for all of our Gulf-facing beaches for today. So be extra cautious out there if you are along the coast. I know we're not looking at any rainfall across the Galveston area. It's actually quite nice out there, but the seas are rough and those beaches are a bit treacherous out there if you are spending time outdoors along our coastal area. So temperatures have been a little bit on the cooler side as we deal with the rain-cooled air from earlier this morning. So we're not looking at the heat component of it, but we're also looking at those conditions becoming just the wet and rainy downpours that are going to be in the picture for today, with those temperatures getting up to about 78 degrees. This is looking from Forum Houston off towards the south of downtown. And as you're able to see from this picture right here is that we're looking at some downpours off behind the downtown area to the north, and we're also looking at some of those downpours that are moving in across portions of southeast Houston. So still another rainy outlook. We have I-69 that is flowing pretty smoothly right now as we take a look at the highway right there, but we are also looking at I-10 East at Houston Avenue, which is a pretty high problematic spot. From when I started talking, we only saw the water actually only, folks had to get off way over to the shoulder, but it's looking likely that this water is draining off pretty nicely as this area has gotten a break from the rain. And so you're able to actually see more cars able to get through under Houston Avenue Bridge, as well as those conditions with the improving in terms of I-10. So things are moving a little bit faster, but at first, earlier within about an hour ago or 30 minutes to an hour ago, we did see this completely impassable with completely encompassed with water as that rain was heavy in that location. Of course, it's a pretty high problematic spot for that location, but we are also looking at additional downpours that are starting to move in towards Houston for today. But the good news in all of this is that this is expected to wrap up at least by 7 p.m. and we are expecting to have a quiet night. Just remember, if you are heading out to the Pride Parade, it's going to be warm and extra muggy. Even though we don't have any sunshine, you want to stay hydrated out there, or if you're just spending any times outdoors, we are still going to be seeing some pretty muggy conditions with the humidity. This rain just increases the humidity for us here across Houston. And it's going to be hot out there, and you are going to need to stay hydrated if you are spending time outdoors along, if maybe you're heading to an outdoor bar or something, you are going to still remain pretty hot, especially as we head into the evening hours. So as far as what to expect for the next few days, we are still going to track a daily rain chance, at least for the next few days, However, those temperatures are going to start warming up back into the 90s. So we are expecting it to warm on up. Daily rain chances still persist, but starting tomorrow, more isolated in nature and not as widespread as what we've seen today, especially as we go through this next week. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your weather update. We will be back in about an hour for another weather update, so have a safe rest of your day.